Today is Saturday, March 5th, 2022. Welcome to the Survivor Fans Podcast. I'm Joanne.
And I'm Stacy.
And this is the JABBIC Part 2 for Survivor 42.
This isn't a preview for $1 Million Island?
Huh?
There's a new show coming on NBC called $1 Million Island. There's
Okay.
100 contestants. Each one of them starts with $10,000.
You mean they pay in $10,000?
No, they start with that. They've got like a band that's worth $10,000.
Oh, okay.
And it lasts 50 days. And when someone gets voted out or leaves the game, they have to bequeath their $10,000 to one of the other
I
players.
see. And you're bringing this up. Why?
I was just thinking about it. I read about it this morning. I thought that is fantastic. That's exactly the kind of pressure we need them to put on Survivor so Survivor does a better job. The competition's good.
Okay. All right. Could we go back to our show now?
To JABBIC? You bet.
Okay.
So before our Survivor seasons kick off, we like to get together. There's usually a smaller group of us that'll take a look at all the new castaways and give our thoughts on how we think they'll do. Maybe somebody we think that'll win it all. In our Survivor Fantasy League, we call that the USB, the Ultimate Survivor Bonus, because you took a risk before the season even started with the minimum amount of information you had and said, this one's going to win. I've got a feeling. I've got a hunch. Or some people will say, well, this is who I think will make Final Four. Or here's 3 I like on each tribe. Or I didn't like anyone. We get the whole spectrum. So we look forward to doing this before the season kicks off. Number one reason for actually doing it is because we start to become familiar with them. We don't like to be 3 weeks in and still guessing at who's who. Although sometimes that still happens despite all our best efforts.
Not really.
Well, it does for some people. I'm not saying just you and me.
Oh, we've gone through them so much.
There's 18 and 20, and yeah, well, it's different for us.
For us, we might like, which one is that? Like 2 people will look a lot alike, and
We don't really have that going on this time, though. This is a real diverse, unique looking set of folks.
Cool.
At least outward appearance, yeah. So we did our take on this in JABBIC Part 1, and we put that out last Saturday. This is JABBIC Part 2, so we hand the reins over to other Survivor super fans and get their take on what's going on. And we're all secretly hoping that we'll gain just that special insight that'll help us win in the JSFL, our fantasy league, right?
Sure.
I think there's a lot of hopes and dreams pinned on this feedback. So thank everybody who participated, and we're about ready to kick it off. Is there anything else we need to cover before we dive in?
I don't believe so.
All right, first up, here comes Pete.
This is Pete from Boston calling here. Yes, Survivor will be back, and I'm going to let out a great big woo! Well, we'll see how this new cast goes, even though I'm not a big fan of the twists or anything, but I like a lot of these casts. I'll go into it real quick here. Rock Story, I think he's going to just be there. He could be an early boot, but he'll be likable. He's the older guy on the blue team. Romeo, I think, will be a big character, but I think he's full of himself. Swati, interesting name. I don't know if I'll ever get her name right. She might be too young for the game. Was she the Natalie from Redemption Island that Rob won? I like Tori. She might be a force. Drea, I think, could be good as well. For some reason, and I'm hoping I'm wrong, the way I don't know, maybe it's just the way I look at her. For some reason, she reminded me of Shan from last season, but I hope I'm wrong. And Zach, I just think will be too young. I like his charisma. He's a super fan, but I don't know how far he'll make it. Lindsay is an Italian like me. She compared herself, I remember her mentioning Boston Rob. She's going to watch her mouth. I like Jackson with the cool tattoos and his southern Houston accent. I think he'll make it to the merge far and maybe make it deep, not win, though. Jonathan, I think, is just going to be laid back. I think he's going to be likable to make it to the merge, but then not make any moves. He'll be a follower, I think, as well. I actually think Omar could be considered a gamer and work a good alliance. Now, here we go. Here's the ones I can't pronounce. Marianne, I think one of the three, I believe, representing Canada. I think she could do well. And Mariah, from Indiana there, Mariah, with the one that's sort of a mom. She's kind of a rock story as being the stay-at-home dad, only she's a stay-at-home mom. But I think she could work a good alliance. She somewhat reminds me of Laura from Samoa, but I think she's going to be more likable than Laura is and play the game better. I'm hoping. We'll see. And then the green team here, I think could be a gamer. He reminds me almost of Yule when I look at him, but I think he has a chance to maybe win the game. I like his story. Chanel, I don't know. I think Stacy, you said she's a recruit. I think she's a little full of herself. This is the one I'm not a big fan of, Jenny. I think she's going to be the villainess of the season and be devious and blindside people, manipulate alliances. Watch out for Jenny. Lydia, I think she's going to be fun, energetic. She could be a decent player. I like the firefighter there, Mike. And then Daniel, my New England native from next door in Connecticut, I think he could be a gamer as well and make it far. So we'll see, guys. Looking forward to a good season, though. Take care. Woo.
Whoa. Thanks, Pete. Now, I said I thought Chanel was a recruit. She had a recruit vibe. I didn't know that authoritatively, so just so that's clear.
Okay.
And I can see why he might say that about Drea, because she's got that confidence. She's got that same kind of confidence that Shan had.
Well, Daniel, I discounted when I first, but his video wasn't out. And it came out this week, and I thought, oh, I think I like him better than I thought I did.
You had a really negative response to him
Well, it was
initially.
just some of the, his written stuff that he talked about himself. And so I got a different vibe, but once I saw the video, I thought, oh, okay. All right, no problem. So I kind of changed my mind on him already.
Good deal. Thanks, Pete. Next up, we got a call from Robert.
Hey, Joanne and Stacey. This is Robert calling from Peterborough, Ontario, Canada, with my JABBIC predictions for this season of Survivor. Before I start, I just wanted to say how nice it is to hear your guys' voices again. I hope that you guys enjoyed the break, and we found that Amazing Race entertained us, but we're ready to get back into Survivor. When I try to think of who I will win Survivor, I have three sort of main criteria I go by. Number one is work ethic. I think lazy people never win, and this sort of includes helping out at camp and being competitive in challenges. I think they have to be kind. Like, unlikable people rarely get far in Survivor. They should be friendly and outgoing enough to form bonds, but not so outgoing that they come off as annoying or overbearing. And I think it's important to be perceptive, especially about how others might perceive you. It's important to have confidence, but you need to be aware of how others perceive that confidence. And with that in mind, I came up with sort of four people that I think are going to do well in the game. My first pick was actually Lydia. She kind of caught my eye because she seemed really nice, and even though she's young, I think she's mature for her age and she's independent. I think with her work experience with dealing a lot of different people will help out, and I see her getting along really well with people. With Mariah, even though she's older than people I would normally pick, I think that she's going to really be able to get along with people. She cites having good emotional intelligence, and she's a teacher like my wife, so I respect that. And I think that she could, if she aligns herself in a good alliance, she could go far in the game. And both Chanel and Tori are both strong women that I think are really driven and can do really well, compete in the challenges. And I think if I had to pick one, I'd pick maybe Chanel as my sole survivor. And I realized I didn't pick any guys. I don't know, for some reason all the girls seem to be better, but I think Zach could actually do well in the game, provided he sort of manages his sort of bragging about himself. He seems to know a lot about the game, so hopefully he can put that to good use, but we'll see what happens. But anyway, I look forward to hearing what all the other Survivor fans have to say, and look forward to a great season. All right, take care. Bye.
Thanks, Robert. You know, I had to double back and take a second pass at the guys, too. Because my first pass through for Final Four, it was all women. I was like, is that going to happen again? I don't think so. And so I started second guessing myself. But I can understand why he was struggling with that. The women do seem better on first impression here.
I had high in my Final Four. But
yeah, I think we're going to hear a lot about high today.
But I really kind of like Mike, and I like Daniel better than I thought. And I still am. Omar, I kept in for merge, but I don't know about the others. The picture, Roxroy's picture, throws me off because he looked so stern.
He's not smiling for sure. As a matter of fact, he's frowning or grimacing or something.
Yeah,
there.
maybe he's trying to, do
tough guy, look. Intimidating.
Yeah, but
which never plays well on the pictures.
Yeah, so it's like...
Take note, future castaways.
That does make
smile.
A difference. Yes, smile.
Yeah. You're not doing yourself any favors.
Well, it does give an impression.
So Robert said they watched The Amazing Race. We did too, but oh man, was that I guess it was better than the previous one, but that was really kind of a boring Amazing Race for me.
You're not a huge fan of The Amazing Race.
No, there's a lot of ways that it can go wrong and be disappointing. So
he complains a lot.
Okay.
Amazing Race. So.
I mean, there's always people who do impressive things, though. The ladies on there, they did some real impressive stuff.
Okay. Back to Justin from Michigan.
Next up, we got Justin. Hello, everyone. I have had a chance to dive into these contestants more than usual, but I'm going to try not to overthink with my picks this season, as that approach clearly backfired for me last season. I don't know, and maybe it backfired for you, but we really enjoyed the song that you put together, Justin.
That's right.
I look forward to more of the same. Justin continues, I'm predicting. I kept wanting to say predicate. I'm predicting a first boot of Marianne, but also considered Romeo. Ultimately, I think Taku will lose the first immunity challenge, and Jonathan and Lindsay will want to try to keep the tribe strong. It also seems like Marianne could get on some people's nerves based on her interview. I have a final four of Dre, Tori, Chanel, and High. I'm going to pick Dre as my USB 24 because I think she has great potential to play a well-rounded game.
That's my final four, too.
I'll also be cheering for Jackson, Omar, Daniel, and Lindsay to start based on my first impressions of them, but ultimately think that they'll be pre-merge or early merge targets. Overall, I think I'm going to like this cast and don't have an initial strong negative first impression for any of them. It will be interesting to see how similar the twists are compared to season 41 and if there are any major surprises. Looking forward to everyone else's opinions. Thanks, Justin. Good job, buddy. Next up, we got a call from Boother.
Hello, Joanne and Stacy, and all you Survivor fans. This is Boother calling in. I'd like to begin talking about the tribe names. They're so unusual, so I've made them more familiar for myself. Ica is so close to IKEA, so I call them the IKEA tribe. The orange team looks like taco sauce, so I call the Taku tribe the taco sauce tribe. And the green team is like green vegetables, full of vitamins. So Vati is vitamins for me. Okay, enough of that silliness. On to Survivor. My first vote out, actually more silliness here, is going to be Strunk the Skunk. He's going to stink at this game. Thanks, Stacy, for that idea. But in all seriousness, Daniel is a law clerk. He's a nerd and bookworm. His social skills are probably lacking. And just what I read in his interview, he doesn't seem to fit in with this cast. And by the way, I love this cast. I think it's a great crew here, and looking forward to hearing from everybody. So let's start in with my final four. I'm picking Romeo. He's from South Central LA, tough area of town. He's a survivor already. He is small physically, and I think he's going to fly under the radar. He's adaptable, being a pageant coach. He knows how to put on a good front. So I think he's going to do well. Tori is also on his team. She's being a therapist. She'll have great social game. She knows how to read people, and people trust her. She's athletic and can be a loud cheerleader and very encouraging to her team. I think everybody's going to like Tori. Next, I have Chanel. Chanel is cunning and competitive. Living in New York, I guess you have to be that way. As an executive recruiter, she needs to know how to talk and listen to people. She's a student of the game, so I'm looking forward to seeing how well her studies have taken her. Finally, my last pick for the Final Four is Hai. He's a survivor from Vietnam. Grew up in poverty, and now he's completed college, bought his own home, paid off his student debt. He's a go-getter. Physically, he's non-threatening, and I think he's going to be like Romeo, under the radar. Very smart guy, data scientist, but he might have trouble with the social game. All right, that being said and done, my pick is Hai for my USB. Probably Daniel's going to win this thing. I'm all wrong, but I'm looking forward to what everyone else has to say. Bye.
Thanks, Boother. I like the IKEA taco and vitamins there. that all works somehow. He's not the only one that came up with that IKEA angle, too. Good deal. Next up, we got a call from Drew.
Hey, Joanne and Stacy. Hey, everyone. This is Drew from Utah, calling in with a little bit of JABBIC for Survivor Season 42. Wow. I have not listened to Part 1. I have no idea anything about any of these people. I'm looking at Paul's roster for the first time. I actually just listened to Part 1 and Part 2 of last season in preparation for a certain something coming up, which I'll get to in just a minute. But I am going to look at this and just pick 3 people from each tribe like I did last season. It seems to work okay and take a lot quicker. So from Ika, I'm going to go with Drea, Tori, and Zach. To make the merge for Taku, I'm going to go with Lindsay, Maria, and Marianne for the merge. And for Vati, I'm going to go with Daniel, Hai, I think it's Hai, and Lydia. Final 4 I'm going to say is Drea, Lindsay, Zach, and Daniel. I don't know. From the looks of this, I might change this based on what I listened to and especially everyone else's feedback. I haven't even watched any videos or anything. I'm going to say we're going to have another woman winner this season, and I am liking the look of Drea, top left. She looks good framed in blue. I don't know. It's a nice smile. Of course, she's probably going to be like a sociopath now that I say that. Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. Drea for the win. We'll see what happens. I'm definitely going to get some picks in before the first episode airs, and that includes a USB 24. So
all right.
Everyone help me out. I'm going to set an alarm on my phone. Anyway, having said all that, I believe I have a certain debt to pay, so stand by. Talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks, Drew. Good job.
Well, we're going to play Drew's debt at the end of the show.
Yes. Next up, we got an email from Jack in California.
Hello, all you Survivor fans. We're back, and this cast looks like it will be a great one to follow this season. I don't know about you, but I'm thinking this cast will be more enjoyable to watch than last season's. Here are my thoughts about how I think they will do. Starting with the Vati tribe, I think Chanel, Jenny, and Mike will make it to the merge, while Daniel, Hai, and Lydia won't. By looking at this tribe's dynamic and pictures for the season, I think Daniel could be the first out of this tribe. I really like Jenny, but she may also cause some trouble. I'm getting some Ricard vibes from Hai, so I think maybe he may be one of the villains this season. On Taku with Marianne, Jackson, and Mariah, I think they'll make the merge. Jonathan seems like he could be fun to cheer for, but I don't quite have a good read on him right now. And lastly, for Ika, I don't know a whole lot about this group right now, but I think Drea will at least make the merge. My first out thoughts right now from each tribe are Daniel, Lindsay, and maybe Romeo. As for my winner pick, I'm looking at either Jenny, Jonathan, Marianne or Mike right now. I can't wait to hear what everyone else has to say and to get this new season started. All right, thanks, Jack. Up next, we have a call from David.
Hey, Joanne and Stacy. Well, you're back, and I'm back. This is David in Pittsburgh,
Yay.
and the monster is just around the corner. I'm not sure calling this season a monster season, just like last season, is accurate, because I just rewatched Winners at War and talk about a monster of a season. That was a great season.
Yeah.
And then I watched 2 seasons of Australian Survivor for the first time. Season 4 was great. I loved
Yes.
it. And season 1 was kind of a snooze fest until the finale. But what I liked is that it did have so many episodes that it gave you a lot of time to get to know the contestants. It seemed like there were 1,000 contestants and 20,000 episodes, but it really is a much longer season than American Survivor. So if you're going to talk about a monster seasons, that's it. However, Paramount lost the licensing rights to showing it on their platforms, so I can't watch anymore right now. I have to say I can't be objective about the last season because it was the first time I was playing JSFL, and that I was so totally caught up in that part of the game as well. So I just had a great time, and so I'm back. I'll be doing it again. Anyway, about who I picked, I really wasn't connecting with anyone until I got to the third tribe, Batty, and I thought at first it would be Daniel, and I thought he seemed to be like this really strategic guy, but I thought he could be the first one out or the one to win Survivor, either one. He reminded me of another contestant seasons back. I can't even remember the guy's name, but same thing. He was so into the game, and he would have been a great strategic challenge, but he was the first one voted off. So anyway, I first thought of Daniel. Then I got to High, and he won me over. He reminds me of a young Yule, and as my sister-in-law says, of course, I picked the one who's gay, but he talked about his pets and his partner, and so I thought, okay, I'm sticking with him. We'll see how it goes. I picked Ricard the last time, even though I switched before the end, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway, I'm looking forward to the 2-hour episode. I'm so glad you guys are back. I enjoyed your checking in before the season started, and I can't wait to hear what you and everyone else says after the first episode. So talk to you after next week. Bye.
All right. Thanks, David. Next up, we got a call from Parker.
Hey, it's Parker from Indiana, and I'm super excited that Survivor's coming back. Drop the 4, keep the 2. It's going to be the same thing that we hated last season, but with different people. Let's go. But in all seriousness, I am excited because it's Survivor. Not excited to see the hourglass twist again, and the do or die again, and actually the do or die wasn't that bad because at least they had like a choice to set out the challenge. Not excited to see the knowledge is power advantage again, especially with all the out in the open idols, and then Jeff being like, whoa, how come everybody knows that there's idols? Come on, Jeff. Brah. But I'm excited. This cast looks like they're going to be very entertaining. I think we're going to get some TV gold from these people. Strategic gold, I'm not sure. I am struggling to pick a winner because nobody stands out as just winner potential. They all just seem like so random. But I'll give my contenders for a USB pick, which I have no idea who that's going to be yet. But right now it's High, Daniel, Omar, Lindsay, Tori, and Drea. Those are my picks. Zach would be in there, but too many people are hyped for Zach, so it makes me feel like he's just going to flame out. I also really like Swati, but she's the youngest person on this cast, and there's not really anybody else really young, so I feel like that may hurt her. And that tribe, the Ica tribe, I think is going to be the hot mess tribe of this season. They do not look very strong. I think Drea is the strongest member on that tribe, and she's ripped, but the rest of them, yikes. I think Romeo could be good in challenges, so could Tori, but I don't think they're going to do very well. Especially because they could put Jonathan and Lindsay, the two most physically fit people on this cast, on the same tribe. Like, Taku is not seeing tribal council once this season. They're going to be the next Luvu. Yeah, it's insane. Jonathan, I think, is going to be very fun. I think he's going to get a lot of confessionals. I also think he's going to be a dunderhead because you put Ozzy as the person he wants to play most like, and, you know, Ozzy. So, yeah. Some other people. I think Mike's going to flame out early. I think Lydia's going early. I think Mariah is either going to go early or go to the final three and not win, because that's what happens with the moms. Roxroy's, he's going early. His name is super fun, but he's going early. And everybody else just probably going to be mid-merge. I don't know. I just don't know who I'm going to pick as a winner, because everybody just seems like they could go early. Except like Lindsay and Drea. I don't think any of them are going early, but I feel like they're not going to make the end somehow. So I don't know what to do with the USB pick, but I'll figure that out before Wednesday. Yep, just struggle my way through the Fantasy League and Side Challenge, and hopefully I don't have to be singing a song during this podcast next season. But yeah, I'm excited to see what this cast does. Like I said, I don't think we're gonna get a great strategic play from them, but hey, I'm all here for whatever happens, unless I don't like whatever happens. Yeah, that's all I got, and I will see you guys next time.
All right, thanks, Parker. We got you down for the side challenge. Next up, we got a call from Noelle.
Hi everyone, it's Noelle calling from Albuquerque. I hope everybody had a lovely winter, and I'm calling with my first impressions of the cast of Survivor 42. I'll start with Jonathan Young. I liked him. He seemed easy to get along with, but I wonder if people will take him seriously enough to give him the million. Maria did not make a strong impression on me either way. I really liked Romeo. Tori Meehan, is she the lady that spreads vaccine misinformation on Facebook? Hard pass on her. Jackson Fox I really liked. Chanel Howell, she sounds cool, not a strong impression either way. Omar I started to like, but his bio answers were so long. I was like, never mind. Swati, she seems cool. Hai, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I hope so. Hai Young, I'm not sure what to think of him. He seems a little intense. Lindsay's okay. Mike Turner seems sweet, like a sweetie pie, very compassionate. Lydia Meredith seems fine, very young, right? Roxroy, that's a cool name. Seems cool. Jenny Kim I liked. Daniel Strunk, I did not have a strong impression either way. It'll be interesting to get to know him. Marianne Oketch, what a cute smile. She's so lovable, right? Zach Werdenberger, he seems fun. And Drea Wheeler, really like her. So I guess my favorites are Jackson, Drea, and Romeo. And can't wait to hear from the rest of you. Bye.
Thanks, Noelle. I think that's Tommy Lauren that you were thinking of. Next up, did you have something?
I was just going to ask you, when I watched Swati's video, it sounded like she said this is Swathi instead of Swati.
Okay.
Did you notice that?
No.
I thought maybe I was just misheard it, but it looks like it's Swati, so that's what we've been saying. But anyway.
Well, we'll learn soon enough. Thanks again, Noelle. Next up, we got an email from Josh, the Plush Moose from Massachusetts. Dear Joanne and Stacy, I guess I should have expected it, but the new season kind of snuck up on me again. I'll confess that I haven't had time to watch a lot of interviews or read many articles. To be honest, my feedback style works better after seeing the show, reading summaries, and listening to podcasts than it does with JABBIC. I guess you could say I'm better suited to JABBICing, judge a book by its cliff notes. While I won't say anything about individual contestants, I do have some other observations. Finding JABBIC Part 1 in my podcast queue was a pleasant surprise. Hearing Joanna and Stacy's playful banter with each other always makes me smile. Thank you. When Stacy started talking about the contestant named Strunk, my warped brain went straight to a parody of the Grinch song, Strink, Strank, Strunk. I understand that one of the tribes is called Ica. They were going to call it IKEA, but they were afraid Wendell would show up and start making furniture. There's a IKEA connection. In a callback to season 41, the losing boxes in the Monty Hall Challenge will contain pictures of confused goats on AstroTurf. I wonder if someone will find the sit-out bench note this season and what wacky twist it contains. That's true. We never learned to that mystery. Huh? That's a good one. I really hope that this season Jeff will leave the lying to the contestants. Amen. Amen. Let's have that. We already have advantages that let you steal a vote, an idol, or an advantage. If the producers insist on doing something like the hourglass again, I'd rather see them use a still safety advantage, which lets you take merge immunity from one contestant and give it to yourself. Okay. I really hope the players get rice this season. Watching people starve on played-out beaches isn't much fun. Exactly.
Yes.
That played-out beaches is the key part. If there's not food there for them, then the resources, then what are you really doing? The producers are missing an opportunity. Instead of using nonsense phrases for the try-idol, they should make sponsorship deals with advertisers and use their jingles or catchphrases. I'd laugh myself silly if a contestant had to sing the Oscar Mayer Wiener jingle at every challenge. I like that. Yeah. I hope that any contestant who said they want to play like Ozzy loses like he did. There you go, Jonathan. Anyway, that's it for me for now. Thanks, Joanne and Stacy, for all you do. I can't wait to hear what the other fans have to say. Welcome back, everybody. Stay safe. Thanks, Josh. Good job, bud. Next up, we got a call from Jeremiah.
Hello, Joanne and Stacy. Hello, SFP listeners. This is Jeremiah here with my JABBIC prediction for season 42. Holy cow, I can't believe it. 42 seasons. Well, after looking at my assessment here of this cast, all I can say is I'm excited about them. Another very diverse cast and well-rounded cast. I seriously have a hard time even deciding who is a clear pick to be a winner. I mean, they all have their, pluses and minuses about them, which is, I think, very exciting about a cast. Plus, I think, we're going to definitely have some good characters as well. Now, obviously, since this season was, filmed back-to-back from 41, and it's going to be doing a lot of the same crazy twist, I think we're going to probably have an overall kind of reboot from what we got from season 41. Now, I know Jeff alluded to making a few changes, but I think some of these twists, like the shot in the dark and the beware advantage, is going to come in play. And since things like the beware advantage really can only work now before anybody sees it, because some of those things are kind of one and done. So it'll be interesting to see maybe if these players can make these twists work a lot better, because let's face it, they all failed big time last season. Now, like most fans, I agree that probably the hourglass thing was the biggest disappointment, and I hope that doesn't return. But the other one that I don't think I mentioned was the fact that because it was so difficult to get an idol, we really got zero idol play, and I really missed that. So I hope that somebody from this group gets an idol and is able to successfully play it, because that's a part of the game that I always enjoy watching. So let's talk about this cast. We have 3 tribes once again, and it looks like maybe the Ika tribe might be the weakest of them, so we could see, them going to tribal council quite a bit early on, with the Taika tribe, the Orange tribe, probably being the strongest. We clearly have some pretty big characters this season. Definitely think that people like Zach, Jonathan, Marianne, and definitely Daniel will be some big characters. We'll probably get a lot of airtime, I'm assuming. And, of course, Swati as well. And I think that's pronouncing that wrong, but she'll probably get a lot of airtime as well. Although, because she's so young, I got her and Troy on that tribe not making the merge. On the Orange tribe, I have not making the merge, probably Lindsay and Jackson, and Daniel and Lydia probably not making it on the Green tribe. Sorry, you guys. I think since the Ika tribe's going to lose, I think Troy might be our first voted out. Either that or Swati will probably be the one go out. That's what I'm leaning towards for first out. Players I really like is Zach, Drea, Omar, Marianne, Chanel, and Hai. Zach probably won't do well, but I want to root for him so bad because he's such a mega fan. Okay, so my final 4, which is basically the 4 people I think have the best chance to win, is Chanel, Drea, Hai, and Omar. And for my winner pick, I've got Hai. I think he's got a strong mind, and I think he'll go far. All right, well, there's my predictions for this season. I can't wait to hear what everybody else has to say. And as usual, Stacy, yes, I will be in that side challenge. All right, till next time, this is Jeremiah from Southern California.
Awesome. Thanks, Jeremiah. Good job, bud. Next up, we got a call from Jen.
Hi everyone, this is Jen in California. I don't know if I'm going to get this done on time, but I only have one prediction to make for the season, and that is first out. I've looked at the pictures for about 30 seconds, and I'm going to say Lindsay is the first one out. I feel like she's a little bit too alpha. People are going to get sick of her quickly, and if Taku loses, that's my first out pick. Other than that, can't wait to hear everybody else's thoughts. So glad Survivor Fans Podcast is back, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye.
Thanks, Jen. Definitely, Lindsay's got that alpha vibe, huh? We were thinking she was going to annoy folks with her self-described tendency to talk too much.
I think she's going to be good in the challenge, though, and that might keep her in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
like Parker was saying, the two most fit people seem to be on the Taku tribe. We'll see. Although Jenny could be a little bit of a dark horse in that fit space, because I just got to believe anybody who can be a Pilates instructor is got major core going on. Next up, we got a call from Paul.
Hey, Paul in Louisiana here. So this season I've watched as many videos as I could because I really wanted to see how these players present themselves, how independent they are, because I'm basing everything on players who I feel would be capable to stand up for themselves and go against the grain to keep themselves in the game. So I'm ruling out the following as possible winners because I can't see them making the tough choices that are needed to get to the end. There's Romeo, Swati, who I really like, Tori, I'm sorry, I just get the feeling that she'd rather be popular than win the game, Zach, Mariah, Marianne, who seems to be as sweet as can be, Omar, Jenny, because she won't want to rock the boat, and Lydia. Now my mid-level players include Jackson, Lindsay, who honestly impressed me in videos, which is why she's jumped off my weaker player list and onto this one. Then there's Hai, who was going to be my USB until I watched him, and Daniel, who I just can't seem to get a beat on. And now we get to the meat of the matter. The players I see as being confident enough to go the distance, and they would be Drea, Roxroy, Jonathan, Chanel, and I teetered back and forth on her, and obviously Mike. Now I know I've neglected a very huge part of the game when it comes to picking who will last and who won't. Chemistry, which determines how our players interact with one another, is something that you just can't possibly predict. So I have to assume that everyone is on equal footing and that everyone will just get along with one another with little to no friction. And yeah, that's where the fly in the ointment comes in because, come on, this is Survivor, not Cloud9. So my final three is not entirely derived of players on my strongest list because I feel that mid-level players tend to go further into the game. So that said, my final three consists of Roxroy, Lindsay, an odd choice I know, but there's just something about her, and Drea. Out of these, I've already picked Roxroy as my USB, but if we lose him before the merge and Lindsay is still in it, then there's a good chance that she'll be my replacement USB. Like I said, I have a gut feeling about her, and I just can't seem to shake it. And that brings me to who's leaving first. Choosing the weakest players on each tribe narrows it down to Romeo, because he reminds me of Chet, Mariah, and Lydia. I also feel that Taco will be the weakest team, which doesn't bode well for Jonathan, who's going to have to carry the weight of that tribe. That said, for the first to go, I'm picking Mariah, the stay-at-home mom that should probably have stayed at home. So yeah, it's great to be back. I loved hearing Joanne and Stacy's first impressions, and I can't wait to hear everyone else's. You know, many of my predictions change after listening to the JABBIC episodes, especially if numerous people have different readings about players that I liked or disliked. That always leads me to reevaluate because I feel, or is it fear, that I might have missed out on something. So yeah, I may very well change my picks yet. Okay, everyone enjoy, and thank you very much, Joanne and Stacy, and all of the other contributors out there. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Awesome. So Paul's got FOMO, fear of missing out.
Well, I also have been changing my mind on my first out as well.
Yeah?
So, yeah, because, I don't know, we kind of thought the blue tribe would lose, and I thought it would be Zach or
we thought they would be part of two losing tribes, yeah.
But I was looking at Romeo, too, thinking,
That whole Chet reference really got you, didn't it, that Paul made?
Yeah. Well, no, I had already been thinking about it.
You associate anyone with Chet, and you're like, oh no, that won't end well.
So I don't know. I'll have to ponder over everything everybody said. And
I'd say the one who got the most votes out of what we just went through is Hai. He got some really positive. A lot of people zeroing in on Hai.
Andrea.
Well, yep, Drea too, but High more even, I think, than Drea. And Roxroy wins funnest name, hands down.
Yeah, just please smile.
He does in his other pictures. I bet he'll come off better. But I had that same reaction. I looked at Paul's roster. I went, okay, well, there's one guy who made a mistake. His first foot forward, and he goofs it by scowling at the camera.
Well, Romeo's kind of is too.
His is blank. His isn't either one way or the other. It's kind of neutral.
Yeah.
He missed an opportunity to smile for sure.
Yeah, and everybody else is smiling, but
even Daniel, who's got a closed-lipped smile, he's smiling with his eyes, and there's just a little bit.
Yeah, there is, but you're right. Roxroy is almost just a frown.
He's got a scowl frown
It's
thing.
like I'm going to intimidate you,
right?
Or
yeah, silliness. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yep.
But anyway, I don't think he's that way from what I've read. So.
No, you're rethinking your first out choice, huh?
Yeah, I am. I'm still so far staying with the blue tribe to lose, but I could rethink that too.
Well, we thought blue and orange were going to lose, right? It's just in terms of who loses worst. We thought it was going to be blue, yeah. Because of the first challenge in season 41, the only thing that mattered was the tribe that finished first. The other two went to tribal council.
I don't remember thinking that. I think that was in your head, not mine.
What's that?
I didn't necessarily think the orange tribe was going to lose over the green tribe.
Okay. Then that was in my head.
Oh, okay.
Well, anything else? Any other takeaways? Got a lot to think about. Got some good feedback. I like all the analysis. Everybody did a good job.
A lot. It's still running through my head.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's have a palate cleanser then. Because like Drew alluded to, we've got some business to take care of. If you're in the fantasy league and you choose to be in the side challenge with me and you have the lowest score, you get to sing a parody song for all of us.
Yeah, for last season.
Person with the highest score in the side challenge will pick a song to do. And we were so fortunate that we had 2 people down in the basement this time. So we got Justin's that we played in JABBIC Part 1, and now Drew's got a parody for us of the Cool Water by Marty Robbins. So let's cue that up.
And that was chosen by Michael in Utah, who was the winner.
Here we go.
We used to watch Survivor played without excess of gimmicks. So few gimmicks. The SFP with Joanne and Stacy and gameplay free of gimmicks. Minor gimmicks. Each episode it's something new, impossible to keep up with so many gimmicks. For 26 days, these 18 woke castaways will try to manage gimmicks. More and more gimmicks. Less is more, Jeff. I mean, really. Penalties for losing and take a hike to summit. There's a prisoner's dilemma. Protect or risk your vote for advantage. Gain an extra vote. Choose a tarp or seal a vote. Ask someone if they have an idol or advantage. Knowledge is power. Heyo, Liana. So confusing. Roll the die for a shot in the dark at live tribal councils, insane tribal councils. And let's not forget the hourglass smash when Erica reversed the challenge outcome. Sorry, not sorry. Butterflies are something, something. Dead folks saying hi. I'm confused as a goat on turf, and broccoli is just some tiny tree. Xander Grad Nasir had to say for all to hear, and not sound at all like they were going stir crazy with beware advantages. Whew. All the gimmicks come on in, guys.
All right.
Yay.
That was amazing. Good job. Well done. Yeah, just a little wrap up to go with that too. Here we go.
And there you have it. Thank you, Michael, for a great song choice. Sorry if the original lyrics underneath are distracting, but I wanted to include that classic arrangement. It would have been fun to involve the kids, but I don't think they're quite ready for multi-part harmony yet, anyway. Yeah, can't wait to hear the other pay-up. Let's see. Gimmicks, the word sounds really weird the more you say it.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, count me in for the side challenge next season. Coming for it. Managing my expectations, but hoping for a great 42. Always had a good feeling about that number generally. So, let's go.
Well done, Drew. That was just beautifully sung, and I like how you incorporated all that in and worked the whole gimmicks angle for sure.
So I'm sorry, but I'm okay if you lose.
There might be people cheering for you to lose. What do you think about that, Drew?
Well,
Going forward.
yeah.
Oh, there you are.
You and Justin can lose again and entertain us. That would be awesome.
We'll be fine with that. Oh, man, we want to thank everybody who took the time to express your thoughts and predictions for season 42 to help us see your perspectives on the new cast. That was just fantastic. Well done. If you want to be part of our Survivor Fantasy League that we call the JSFL, you need to register before the deadline of 7:30 Eastern Time, 4:30 Pacific Time on March 9th in order to play this season. Registration will then be closed. If you were playing JSFL at the end of last season, you don't need to register unless you've forgotten your password. We don't keep passwords, so you'll have to start over and re-register. You can find the JSFL link on our website. Everyone playing that's yours.
Okay. Everyone playing needs to select a USB 24, which is the person you think will win this season. You will earn a 24-point bonus if they do win. Click on Enter USB Pick and make your choice, and be sure to hit the submit button. Your USB will then show up in bold print on the Enter Picks page. Also on the Enter Picks page, you'll need to choose who you think will be the first person voted out for 2 points, and the 4 people you think will still be in the game after the 2-hour episode airs. And be sure to hit submit again.
If you want to be in on that side challenge with me, remember you're going to sing if you lose. Send us an email before the first show airs on the East Coast on March 9th to joanneandstacyshow@gmail.com, or you can leave us a voicemail at 206-350-1547, toll free 844-643-8737. Here are the people playing in the side challenge so far. We've got Drew, we got Justin, we got Jeremiah, Rebecca, I'm in. We just
and
had Parker. Yep. Is that it? Is that who we got? It's all the ones we know of, right?
Did Justin say he was in?
Yes.
I didn't get that
I
one.
believe so. Yes.
I will write that down now.
Yeah.
If I'm wrong, Justin, let me know.
Okay, we'll be back on Wednesday night with our recap of the 2-hour premiere episode.
I'm excited. I can't wait to actually get to know these people.
Looking forward to it. Have a good one.